This is a recap of Lucia's story quest. One night, you couldn't sleep because Lucia requested your help with some research in the hollow. Possibly related to the research, she briefly introduced you to something called the Night Horror. Although no data about it has ever been recorded in any of the HIA's archive, she explained that it could be described as an ethereal, capable of entering humans' dreams and communicating within them. She also asked whether it might be possible for Ethereals to communicate with humans, saying that she had found a suitable research subject for it. Before heading into the hollow, she stopped by the Fluffy Pet shop and bought a sturdy cushion drumstick toy, claiming that it was for her pet named Chestnut. Both of you then headed into the hollow. Upon arrival, you saw a hollow investigator surrounded by Ethereals, calling for help. So you rushed to rescue him. During the skirmish, Lucia caught a glimpse of a small hearty Ethereal spying on you before running away. After fending off the Ethereals, the hollow investigator said that the small hearty had tricked him into coming there, only to get trapped by the Ethereals. Lucia found that suspicious and didn't believe him. She pressed him with more questions, trying to expose the truth. The investigator was left speechless and eventually walked away. Lucia then revealed that Chestnut was actually the small hearty Ethereal. She insisted that Chestnut would never do such a thing and mentioned that many hollow investigators had recently been spying on Chestnut. You later found Chestnut hiding in a bush. Lucia offered the toy to her, trying to get closer, but Chestnut refused and ran away.
子离，我知道你在那边，尾巴没有藏好。他真的听懂了，子离一直都能听懂我的话呀。你不喜欢吗？
Back at base, Lucia explained the story behind Chestnut and the Night Horror. The Night Horror was said to be a mysterious, unrecorded ethereal that was both feared and respected by Lucia's people. As you know, Lucia is a night watcher, one who rests during the day and is active at night. The reason traces back to an ancient legend. Long ago, her ancestors fought a powerful ethereal for days, and when it was finally defeated, it released a surge of energy that cursed and haunted their dreams forever. The curse caused them to dream of the Night Horror and to sleepwalk into hollows, where they risked turning into ethereals themselves. To counter this, someone would always stay awake to guard the sleepers, and these watchers became known as the Night Watchers. Strangely, the Night Horror also blessed them with a gift, which is the Night Watchers within the hollow would not be attacked by the ethereals. Well, unless they attack the ethereals themselves. Lucia then explained that her staff had been passed down through her ancestors since the ancient battle. It was said to have been used during the fight against the ethereal that unleashed the surge of energy, and now it could replicate ethereal abilities. Still, Lucia seemed uncertain about herself, questioning why the chieftain had chosen her as the new wielder. The chieftain told her that she had talent and that she was born for it. Finally, Lucia shared that one night she too had been briefly affected by the Night Horror's dream. She saw only its gaze, and before her stood a small, gentle hearty, not hostile at all. Later, she met Chestnut and believed the creature was a gift from the Night Horror. She also thought that by growing closer to Chestnut, she might learn more about the Night Horror. However, her people didn't believe her, except for her father and her grandmother. The next day, Lucia rushed to you for help. She said the Night Horror was involved. Her chieftain had sleepwalked into the hollow, and no one had noticed it until it was too late. She added that a few days prior, several people, possibly hollow investigators, had visited the chieftain, requesting volunteer night watchers to intentionally fall into the cursed dream and sleepwalk into the hollow, while they follow behind to observe and study the Night Horror. They saw that if anything went wrong, they would immediately wake the night watchers and pull back. the chieftain refused, saying that it was too dangerous. Sometime later, someone overheard the chieftain arguing with another person. That led to the emergency where the chieftain disappeared into the hollow. You suspected that the refusal might have led the chieftain's disappearance. You and Lucia entered the hollow to find him. After fending off several Ethereals, you came across Chestnut again. She seemed to be urging Lucia to follow her, something that made Lucia unusually excited, as it was the first time Chestnut had done so. Chestnut led you both to a night watcher lying unconscious on the ground. He looks like another victim of the sleepwalk, and his name was Kieran. Lucia quickly woke him up and asked what had happened. Kieran explained that he had asked a hollow investigator friend to watch over him while he slept, but he had been betrayed and somehow ended up in the hollow. He added that his friend had been asking many questions about the night horror and researching ways to communicate with Ethereals. Since night watchers naturally weren't attacked by Ethereals, his friend believed that they might be the key to that research. Kieran then noticed the little hearty beside Lucia and wondered if she could actually communicate with Ethereals through her staff. Unwilling to reveal the truth about Chestnut being her pet, Lucia told him that it was merely an illusion she had created. After ensuring Kieran's safety, he left. Lucia then turned to Chestnut, who was now holding the toy in her mouth. This time, she seemed friendlier, and the three of you played together briefly.
刺梨，哇，你喜欢这个报纸，对吗？今天真的特别感谢你，你下次还会来找我玩吗？对，他也会来的，我们一言为定。谁也一起？我吗？很荣幸认识你，刺梨。
Lucia then promised that they would come back to play again someday. Later, Lucia received a message from Kieran, saying he knew where the investigator was inside the hollow. You and Lucia went in immediately. Once again, you encountered Chestnut, who appeared to know the way. You followed her deeper inside. Along the way, you discovered clues that revealed the investigator's true target had been Chestnut and Lucia. Unfortunately, it seemed that he had been betrayed and turned into an Ethereal himself. Suddenly, you saw Kieran standing behind a massive combat machine, facing you and Lucia.
总觉得有源源不断的野还在赶过来。没错，他们的目的很明确。这样下去不行，我们得找机会先去破坏那台增幅器。
哎呀呀，仪器怎么坏了？你们可要赔偿哦。
是你？
It was Kieran all along. He had been pulling the strings. He had leaked information about Lucia and Chestnut to higher ups and had argued with the chieftain, insisting that they should work with the investigator to study the night horror for the good of their people. He claimed his motive came from resentment. The others saw their kind, blessed with protection from Ethereals, as freaks, almost like Ethereals themselves. He added a detail missing from Lucia's story. It was humanity's greed that caused the battle in the first place. Long ago, people tried to control the night horror's power, leading the surge of the energy that not only cursed future generation dreams, but also turned most of them into Ethereals on the spot, leaving only a few survivors, their ancestors. Kieran had known about Chestnut from the beginning. Driven by jealousy, he planned to lure Lucia and Chestnut out so he could capture them as research subjects and seize Lucia's staff. He also admitted that the chieftain's disappearance was his doing. He had used the chieftain's life as bait, hoping to lure out the night horror. He revealed that the chieftain had already been consumed by the hollow. What followed was a fierce battle between Lucia, Chestnut, and Kieran's killer machine. Lucia ultimately triumphed, somehow summoning many real hearties, unlike before, when she could only create Ethereals illusions that mimicked attacks. Together, they delivered the final blow.
看来手上也没让你变得更强，那不如就还给我。先祖们的遗物不能辱没在你手上。
森林，我绝对不会把它交给你的。与其用它来伤害谁，或是当作交易的筹码，我更想用它在空洞中结识新的伙伴。上来，小孩提们！
什么？不是幻影，是真正的遗骸。你这个怪物！
看吧，空洞回应我了。
With Kiran defeated and out of options, Lucia ordered Chestnut to go deeper into the hollow. She knew that staying together would draw more danger, possibly leading to Chestnut being captured or killed by humans. Lucia told her to go to the deepest part of the hollow and be cautious around humans but do not harm them. She promised that one day they would meet again, perhaps when the chaos of the world had finally been resolved. With that, Chestnut said her farewell, holding the pet toy in her mouth as she disappeared into the depths of the hollow. That's basically the summarized version of Lucia's story quest, and I hope you enjoyed.